thing has gone. There's a place that is supposed to be CAUSE with the cause of Malay, the cause of Nigeria. So, but they put C forward for the oath they are going to read. The thing has gone. I came to show you. For the oath they are going to read, I need to send to them. Are they going to read it?
I think the chief judge is here. You will administer that one.
But she said the spelling. I didn't know that.
Let her. Very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to recognize the presence of the Tanzanian High Commissioner to Nigeria in the person of Dr. Benson Alfred Banner. You're welcome, Your Excellency. We also have the representative of the General Officer Commanding 3 Division, Nigerian Army. His representative is Brigadier General Solomon E.R. You're welcome. Very distinguished nominees, your inauguration oath will be passed round to you now. Please, I advise you write down your names on the space provided in capital letters, please, in capital letters. You may not sign and date until after the oath has been administered, but write down your names in capital letters and it will guide you during the administration of the oath. Thank you.
What's that? Okay, she's here. Yes.
Sir, can I pick them now?
These ones, I've not announced one. Very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to recognize the presence in our midst of the Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Veterinary Research Institute in the person of Dr. Miriam Mohammed. You're welcome, ma'am. May I also recognize the presence of members of the Alumni Association of the National Institute who are here with us. You're all welcome. The band, please.
No,
very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let me come back home to some home introductions. I would want to start with those who will be controlling the temperature of the incubator through which these nominees will be passing through over the next 10 months before their transformation to alumni, members of the alumni of the National Institute. Those that will be controlling the temperature of the incubator with their red pens, providing the necessary guidance to these participants, are none other than the members of directing staff. Please, may we give them a resounding round of applause. Amongst the members of directing staff here present with us today are Rear Admiral A.A. Adesope, MNI. There is also AIG J.O. Amadi, MNI. We have Air Vice Marshal A.A. Kasimu, PhD. We also have Professor K.B. Taigna, ICAL. Commodore C.N. Aniaku, MNI. Brigadier General W.D. Nasiru, MNI. And Dr. Ibrahim Choji, MNI. We also have Professor Adeyanju of the Advancement here present, MNI. And Professor Williams of the Research Directorate. You're all. I also see very senior staff of the Institute. You're all very much welcome. Thank you for making out time to be with us this morning. Sorry, Professor Sunday Ochoche is also here. You are most welcome, sir. Thank you very much to the police band. Any moment from now, we shall be having our guest of honor with us, and the program would officially kickstart. Very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my singular honor and pleasure to announce the arrival of our special guest of honor. Your Excellency, Professor Yemi Osibajo, SAN, GCON, Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, this morning, very ably represented by the Chief of Defense Staff and Chairman of the NIPS Board of Governors, General Lucky Eluonye Onyemuchia Irabo, Nigerian Army Medal, the Acting Director General of the National Institute, our distinguished inaugural guest lecturer, Professor Michael Adeye, Your Excellency, the Tanzanian High Commissioner to Nigeria, Dr. Benson Alfred Bana, members of the Board of Governors of the National Institute here present, Chief Executives of Paramilitary Services here present, Director General and other Chief Executives of sister federal parastatals, the representative of the Gwangwam Jos, the General Officer Commanding 3rd Armored Div, Nigerian Army, the Acting Chief Judge of Plateau State, Honorable Justice D.G. Mana, the representative of the President, national officers, and members of the Alumni Association of the National Institute, the Director of Studies, Professor O.J. Paramalam MNI, the Director of Research, Professor Dumpan Shah, members of directing staff, very senior staff of the National Institute, senior fellows here present, distinguished nominees of the Senior Executive Course 44-2022, highly respected invited guests, members of the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. You're all welcome to the studies of the auditorium of the National Institute, venue for the inauguration ceremony of the Senior Executive Course 44-2022. To kickstart the affairs for this inauguration ceremony, please permit me to invite the Acting Director General of the National Institute to make his welcome remarks.
Your Excellency, the Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Grand Commander Order of the Niger, ably and well represented this morning by no other than the Chief of Defense Staff and Chairman Board of Governors of the National Institute, General Lucky Irabo, Nigerian Army Medal. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Plateau State, ably represented by the Secretary to the Government of Plateau State, Your Excellency, the Ambassador to the Republic of Tanzania, the High Commissioner to Tanzania, traditional rulers here present, the Director of Studies, the Director of Research, the Chief Judge of Plateau State, ably represented by the Acting Chief Judge, members of directing staff here present, senior fellows, nominees of the Senior Executive Course 44, 2022, not forgetting the General Officer Commanding 3 Div and the Air Officer Commanding, the Commissioner of Police, members of the security agencies here on the plateau. Good morning. It is my rare honor and pleasure to, on behalf of the Board of Governors, management and staff of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, KURU, welcome His Excellency, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, Grand Commander Order of the Niger, Senior Advocate, ably represented by the Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabo, Nigerian Army Medal, the Executive Governor of Plateau State and Chairman Northern Governors Forum, ably represented, other distinguished guests who have come from far and near to grace this inauguration of the Senior Executive Course 44 2022. The National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies community is overwhelmed with joy by the presence of this array of eminent Nigerians to witness this inauguration ceremony. The National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, KURU, is Nigeria's foremost think tank and center for high-level reflection, committed to the training of top-class technocrats drawn from diverse backgrounds. The Senior Executive Course is the Institute's flagship program, and participants for the Senior Executive Course program are drawn from the armed forces, the police, paramilitary, and other security agencies, federal and state civil services, professional bodies, women's societies, and other organized private sector. Participants from the military must be of the rank of colonel or equivalent in other services. Those from the police and paramilitary must have attained the rank of commissioners of police and comptroller, respectively. Participants from the Federal Civil Service must not be below the rank of a director, while their state counterparts must have attained the rank of a permanent secretary. While participants from the organized private sector must be chief executive officers or very senior managers in their organization. It is customary practice that Mr. President approves a theme reflecting a critical challenge of the moment for participants to painstakingly interrogate and come up with usable recommendations and implementation strategies. The theme approved by Mr. President for the Senior Executive Course 44 2022 is Strengthening Local Governance in Nigeria, Challenges, Options, and Opportunities. Your Excellency, please permit me to warmly congratulate the nominees of Senior Executive Course 44 2022 for being found fit to undergo this very prestigious course. May I request the nominees to stand up for recognition. Sir, these are the nominees for the Senior Executive Course 44 2022. You may resume your seat. And congratulations. I must confess that the selection process for your nomination was keenly competitive. You must count yourself fortunate to have been selected to participate in this year's Senior Executive Course, The number of participants has grown from 66 to 90, in line with our strategic plan 2019 to 2023. Correspondingly, the number of study groups have increased from 6 to 7. Consequently, the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies will be requiring a modest expansion of facilities in order to cope with the increasing numbers of participants as a result of the increased demand for our program. The curriculum for the senior executive course is broad-based, rich, flexible, and organized around course modules encompassing subjects such as leadership, policy and strategy, understanding the Nigerian state, research methodology, and the core module, strengthening local governance in Nigeria, economic and management studies, international relations, science, technology and innovation, defense and security studies, peace and conflict studies. The resource persons and course facilitators are carefully drawn from amongst the best from within and outside Nigeria to meet the expectations of the course. The Senior Executive Course Program can be very demanding. Consequently, the National Institute has emplaced a very high standard of health for its participants. Participants who fail to meet this health standard are advised to withdraw from the course. In addition to lectures, the Senior Executive Course has a field component which engages participants in various study tours within Nigeria, Africa, and outside the African continent. Interestingly, Your Excellency, one of the countries proposed for visit this year is Tanzania, and the High Commissioner for Tanzania is here. This is to enable participants interact with critical stakeholders towards gathering relevant information for the purpose of addressing the demands and expectations of the course team. It must also be noted that the course is specially designed to ensure full and active participation through individual exercises and group works. One of the highlights of the Senior Executive course is the 1 week-long crisis game, which is organized to inculcate in participants strategic skills to respond to emergencies and crisis situations. The high point of the Senior Executive course is the presentation to Mr. President in Council of the reports on the investigation of the theme of study. I will therefore implore participants of the Senior Executive course 44 to work hard in order to achieve the desire of the Commander-in-Chief of strengthening local governance in Nigeria. At this point, Your Excellency, please permit me to express the deepest appreciation of the National Institute to Mr. President for the timely consideration and approval of the theme for the Senior Executive Course 44 2022 program. We are also profoundly grateful for the prompt approval of the list of nominees for the course. May I equally extend the deep appreciation of management, staff, and participants of the National Institute to the Vice President for his fraternal care and direction to the National Institute. This welcome address will not be complete without expressing our heartfelt gratitude to the governments and people of Plateau State for their uncommon sense of hospitality. The National Institute enjoys the warm hospitality of its hosts, especially the Kuru community, where the National Institute is located. May I also appreciate the leadership and members of the Alumni Association of the National Institute for their supportive role in driving the affairs of the National Institute. We are immensely grateful to you all. Your Excellency, may I use this rare opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude to the Governing Board of the National Institute. The interim chairman and members of the board have been extremely sensitive and responsive to the challenge of the National Institute. So we're very grateful, sir. The management and staff of the Institute are deeply appreciated for their enduring commitments and support. May I plead that we should continue to observe all the COVID-19 protocols for a safe and conducive work and study environment towards achieving a better Nigerian society for the benefit of all. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. May we give the Acting Director General and a resounding applause. Our special guest of honor, distinguished guests, a total of 90 distinguished ladies and gentlemen from diverse institutions and sectors across the country have been found worthy to attend the prestigious Senior Executive Course 44 at the National Institute by the Office of the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. With your kind permission, our special guest of honor, please permit me to invite the nominees for a self-introduction to this august audience.
I'm Dr. Steve Olusegun Ogidan, private sector participant, sponsored by the presidency.
I am Dr. Latuji Latif, Rector, Federal Polytechnic of Ra, sponsored by National Board for Technical Education.
I am Folashade Adebayo Fari, sponsored by National Council for Women's Societies.
I am Professor Usman Kamaru Olaiwola, Provost, Federal College of Education, Special Oyo, sponsored by National Commission for Colleges of Education.
I am Ladidi Kulua Bako Ayebusi, Director, sponsored by the Federal Ministry of Health.
I am Prophet Umar Adam Kazel from the Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Ahmad Bello University, Zaria, sponsored by the Presidency.
I am Dr. Umar Khalifa Mohammed, private sector, sponsored by the presidency.
I am Honorable Dr. Chukwuemeka Ujam, private sector, sponsored by the presidency.
I am Ozavize Windful, Director, Federal Inland Revenue Service.
I am Chief private sector, sponsored by the presidency.
I am Dr. Deborah Zoka, Director, sponsored by the National Space Research and Development Agency, NASDA.
I am Assistant Inspector General of Police, Aishatu Abubakar, sponsored by the Nigerian Police Force.
I am Colonel Stephen Jacob Dogo, sponsored by the Nigerian Army.
I am Dr. Yakub Mohammed Bello, Permanent Secretary, sponsored by Niger State Government.
I am Captain Kelechi Kingsley Obuna, sponsored by Nigerian Navy.
I am Architect Muhammad Sadi Aliyu, Rector, sponsored by Waziri Umaru Federal Polytechnic, Building KB.
I am Colonel Chukwudi Edwin Ogoji, sponsored by the Nigerian Army.
I am Nini Oke Uche, Director, sponsored by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
I am Group Captain Pius Ugochukwu Okwego, sponsored by the Nigerian Air Force.
I am Sobeo Mohammed Maman Kabir, the Registrar, sponsored by the Sobeos Council of Nigeria.
I am CP Sadiq Idris Abubakar, sponsored by the Nigerian Police Force.
I am Right Honorable Joyce Ramna, Private Sector, sponsored by Presidency.
I am Mujim Akintola, Permanent Secretary, sponsored by Osun State Government.
I am Colonel Hassan Maisiyama Bukar, Nigerian, sponsored by the Nigerian Army.
I am Professor Abdul Razak Abdul Majid Alaro, Professor of Law, sponsored by the Presidency.
I am Mohammed Ilyasu, Permanent Secretary, sponsored by the Nasarawa State Government.
I am Colonel Abubakar Adamu Bello, sponsored by the Nigerian Army.
I am Engineer Ifeanyi Jude Ngama, Private Sector, sponsored by the Presidency.
I am CP Frank Mba, sponsored by the Nigeria Police Force.
I am Dr. Ladi Raulatu Balakefi, Head Macroeconomic Analysis Unit, sponsored by the Central Bank of Nigeria.
I am Group Captain Raphael Adebola Garba, sponsored by the Nigerian.
I am Shegun Balogun, Managing Director, sponsored by the Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria.
I am Anna Nanchin Christopher Faka, General Manager, Plateau State University, sponsored by the National Universities Commission.
I am Abdul Qadir Kadeh Usman, Director, sponsored by Northeast Development Commission. Thank you.
I am Lazarus Estefanos Basava, Director, sponsored by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
I am Engineer Usman Tijani, sponsored by the Nigerian Society of Engineers.
I am Reverend Father Peter Megari, sponsored by the Plateau State Government.
I am Colonel Abdulrazak Olapeju Kazim, sponsored by the Office of the National Security Advisor.
I am Cosmas Odo, Private Sector, sponsored by the Presidency.
I am Barrister Fatima Abakar, Deputy Chief Registrar, sponsored by Court of Appeal.
I am Rekia Tukur, Private Sector, sponsored by the Presidency.
I am Corps Commander Kuboldado Gonji, sponsored by the Federal Receipt Corps.
I am Dr. Musa Umar, Senior Fellow, sponsored by National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies School.
I am Colonel Mohammed Al-Hassan Maji, sponsored by the Nigerian Army.
I am Halimu Musa, a director sponsored by the Nigerian Television Authority.
I am Captain Mohammed Adamu Mohammed, sponsored by the Nigerian Navy.
I am Jalo Ibrahim Ali, Permanent Secretary, sponsored by Gombe State Government.
I am Comrade Aderoba Hadebayo Taufik, Deputy National President, Food, Beverages and Tobacco, sponsored by Trade Union Congress of Nigeria.
I am Ade Ebenezer Ajayi, Director, sponsored by the Yakubu Gowon Center.
I am Colonel Abdullahi Abu Daladi, sponsored by the Nigerian Army.
I am Colonel Salim Ibrahim, sponsored by Defense Intelligence Agency.
I am Colonel Cyril Misoi Ufurumazi, sponsored by the Nigerian Army.
I am Elsie Udwak Onwuhafua, Doctor, Chief Veterinary Officer, sponsored by the Nigerian Defense Academy.
I am Controller Deran Nade, sponsored by Nigerian Customs Service. I am Colonel Murtala Yahya Mohammed, sponsored by the Nigerian Army.
I am Ikemwe Patrick, Director, sponsored by the Department of State Services.
I am Professor Chinyere Augusta Wajaba, sponsored by the National Universities Commission.
I'm Commandant David Idowu Ojinabi, sponsored by the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps.
I am Honorable Barrister Rekia Tanko Ayuba Haruna, sponsored by the Presidency.
I am CP Lawal Bakri Banji, sponsored by the Nigerian Police Force. I am Oluwadenga Samuel Mayokun Akinbasote, Permanent Secretary, sponsored by Ondo State Government.
I am Commissioner of Police, Suleiman Amuda Yusuf, sponsored by Nigerian Police Force.
I am Muhammad Madaki Abdu, Director, sponsored by the Presidency.
I am Colonel Patrick Oshokwe Ali Mukena, sponsored by the Nigerian Army.
I am Pharmacist Adewale Oyenuga, Managing Director, sponsored by the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria.
I am CP Ebon Eyibio Ebon, sponsored by Nigerian Police Force.
Cletus Okuchukwu Odo, sponsored by the Station of National Accountants of Nigeria.
I am Brigadier General Isa Ado Disa, sponsored by the Nigerian Army. I am Ahmad Abba, General Manager, sponsored by the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA.
I am Captain Umar Saidu, sponsored by the Nigerian Navy.
I am Manir Ibrahim Talba, Permanent Secretary, sponsored by Katsina State Government. I am Captain Baratuni Quadri, sponsored by the Nigerian Navy. Oladipo Benedict Akikuni, sponsored by Department of State Services.
I am Dr. Karima Tuisho Anka, Permanent Secretary, sponsored by Zamfara State Government.
I am Controller Amos Kupan, sponsored by Nigeria Correctional Service.
I am Good Captain Stephen Paul Sekego, sponsored by the Nigerian Air Force.
I am Dr. Emeka Vitali Subi, Director, sponsored by the State House, Abuja.
I am Commissioner of Police, Arungwa Mwazure, sponsored by Nigeria Police.
I am Dr. Wisdom Ebie Sawyer, Permanent Secretary, sponsored by the Bayelsa State Government.
I am Controller Mohammed Kamal, sponsored by the Nigerian Customs Service.
I am Bello Jaji Sambo, Director, Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
I am Nancy Savantinathan, sponsored by Federal Capital Territory Administration.
I am Idunu Musmola Biodun, General Manager, sponsored by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, 98.
I am Oluwafemi Abiodun Jinadu, Director, sponsored by the Defense Intelligence Agency. Thank you.
I am AIG Haris Haba Abubakar, sponsored by the Nigeria Police Force.
I am Dr. Al-Hassan Abubakar Sadiq, Director, sponsored by the Department of State Service.
I am Dr. Mansur Haruna, Head, Department of Education, Umar Musa University, sponsored by the Presidency.
I am Afolayan Ayeni, sponsored by Nigeria Immigration Service. I am Sadio Bashir Mahmoud, the Director, sponsored by Federal Capital Development Authority of Abuja. Thank you.
These are special guests of honor are the distinguished nominees for the Senior Executive Force 44-2020. Can we give them under the sign now, please? Before I invite the Acting Chief Judge of Plateau State to administer the inauguration oath on these participants, permit me as special guest of honor to invite the Tanzanian High Commissioner to Nigeria in the person of Dr. Benson Alfred Bana to present his goodwill message. Your Excellency, sir.
Chief Guest of Honor, General Lak Irab, Chief of Defense Staff, Nigeria, the representative of the Executive Governor, Plateau State, the Acting Director General of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, as well as the nominee of the Senior Executive Court Protocol. Allow me to stand on the existing protocols. It is my singular honor and privilege to be present with you, Honorable Chief Guest of Honor, today. This is an honor to my country, my government, and the people of the United Republic of Tanzania. I thank you very much for this rare opportunity for this August event. The Honorable Chief Guest of Honor, allow me also to heartily congratulate the nominees for the Senior Executive Course number 44. When they were delivering self-introductions, I listened very carefully. This is a high-profile cohort of participants, people of impeccable integrity, and the people of high stature. I congratulate you for being nominated to participate in this exemplary Senior Executive Course number 44. It's an honor to also be associated with a prestigious institution like this. For me, this is a learning moment. I don't think there are institutions of this standing caliber on the African continent, but Nigeria has made it. We coming from the far east of the African continent, we regard Nigeria as our big brother, and a country that devotes a lot of resources to invest in people. And to me, this is a lesson to my government, and this is what I'm gonna take with me when I complete my tour of duty in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I thank the government of Nigeria for establishing this prestigious course. It's indeed a lesson to most of other jurisdictions on the African continent. Without much words, I tend to be a continuous learner on different occasions. I looked at the roaring banner down there. I studied the vision, the mission, and the mandate of this institution. They are thought-provoking. You come to understand that this prestigious institution is well positioned to produce high-caliber staff that Africa needs today. So, my pledge is to request all nominees to pay attention to what you're gonna learn in classroom and the other interactive fora. we tend to think the ills affecting Africa today are a product of ill-conceived policies. I tend to think that this institution is capable enough and well-positioned to produce individuals, talented individuals, people with the right behavior and the technical competencies to be able to drive the African agenda of poverty alleviation, inclusive development, and above all, to be able to help countries, and Nigeria in particular, to formulate evidence-based policies which are anchored upon research. And that is the missing link and the weakest link on the African continent in most jurisdictions, especially in the country I come from. So, Honorable Guest of Honor, without much words, once again, on behalf of the people of the United Republic of Tanzania, the land of Kilimanjaro, Serengeti, Ngorongoro, the white beaches of Zanzibar, I thank you very much, Honorable Acting Director, for granting me these rare opportunities to be part of the opening occasion of Senior Executive Course number 44. And I take this opportunity to welcome you to the United Republic of Tanzania for the group which will be selected to visit Tanzania for a learning tour. I welcome you to enjoy the hospitality of your brothers and sisters in Tanzania and to be able to exchange richly the enormous knowledge, the rich experience, the competencies that you are going to be acquiring from this prestigious institution. I thank you, Honorable Guest of Honor. Thank you very much, Mr. Acting Director. And I rest my case.
May we give another resounding applause to His Excellency, the Tanzanian High Commissioner to Nigeria. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Please permit me to equally inform us that the Vice Chancellor, University of Jos, is here represented by Professor Rahila Guan. You're welcome, please. The most goodly message is by His Excellency, Right Honorable Simon Bakulaman, the Executive Governor of Plateau State. And to do this on behalf of His Excellency is the Head of Service of Plateau State, who is representing His Excellency in the person of Honorable Sunday Yat Emerai.
The representative of the Vice President in the person of General Irabo, as the Chief of Defense Staff, present with us. The special guest, who is the High Commissioner of Tanzania, Dr. Benson Alfred Bana, the Acting Director General of the National Institute, other management staff of the National Institute, directing staff that are here. We have the representative of His Royal Highness, Royal Majesty the Bongom Jos, who's at our 10. The Chief Judge of Plateau State, fellow participants, good morning. I wish to first apologize for coming in very, very late. His Excellency left this morning on an emergency call to Abuja. and there was a little bit of mix-up who to represent him. Myself, I was finding out what is the time for this program. I was given initially as if it was 10, and it eventually that I was the one to represent him here. So it's not deliberate that I would, as a former participant, and an MNI, it's not in my character that I will come late to an event of this importance. So my apologies, please. On behalf of His Excellency, Right Honorable Simon Bakola Long, the Governor of Plateau State, I'm here to congratulate the nominees for passing through the first milestone in the National Institute. The first milestone is to graduate from a nominee to a participant. And congratulations. I recall your visit to His Excellency and the government and people of Plateau State when His Excellency welcomed you and with open arms and made a pledge that he was going to provide the enabling environment, the peaceful environment that you need to undergo your study in Plateau State. And he made a promise that by the end of your 10-month program here, any one of you that is willing to stay in Plateau, he is ever going to be there to provide whatever assistance he will do for you to become a son of Plateau. He has always been a guest of the National Institute, whether in occasions of this or even graduations. He comes here, he is usually looking forward to coming here to play golf. And I know he is about the #1 golfer in the National Institute. He has reawakened the spirit of golf amongst not only the management or the directing staff and the other employees of this, but equally in the participants. And he was glad when he was told that about 40 participants have registered to play golf. So on his behalf, I wish to welcome you, and we wish you a very successful study. It's going to be 10 weeks of intensive study. There is peace in Plateau, as you have witnessed within your short stay here. And we pray that this peaceful environment that exists here, the efforts of His Excellency to ensure that peace is sustained, together we'll put hands on deck to guarantee peace, not only for Plateau, but for this country at large. I'll commend the CDS, who is representing the Vice President, and other security agencies for the efforts that are put in place to ensure peace. We know we had challenges recently, but the GOC and other security agencies in Plateau stepped up, and the spate of kidnappings in Plateau has almost become a thing of the past. So we thank you for the efforts, and as we commit that we would continue to partner with the security agencies so that we can stem the spate of breakdown of law and order and incessant kidnapping of innocent citizens, not only in Plateau but in the country. I thank everybody, and as you are inducted into full participants of the National Institute, I pray that God will be with you and God will guide you, and I wish you a successful study and stay in Plateau. Thank you very much.
also we will give Engineer Sunday Yat, MNI, Head of Service, representing the Governor of Plateau State. It is now time for the administration of inauguration oath on the nominees by the Acting Chief Judge of Plateau State, Honorable Justice D.G. Mann. May I invite the nominees to rise as I invite the Acting Chief Judge to administer the inauguration oath.
I believe all nominees have the oath. In the blank space, you mention your names. Repeat after me. I do solemnly affirm and swear to fulfill to the best of my ability this oath. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies and the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that I will protect and defend the rules and regulations operational in the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, that I will abide by the code of conduct existing as may from time to time be prescribed by the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies during my stay as a participant of the Senior Executive Course, number 44 in the Institute, that as a Nigerian dedicated to the cause of maintenance of law and order, I will do right to all persons while a participant at the Institute and even thereafter, without fear or favor, affection or ill will. I will not directly or indirectly allow my personal consideration to jeopardize or override the general purpose for which the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies is duly established under the law. So help me God. I believe that's the end. You have now graduated from nominees to participants, and I would like to urge all of you to abide by the oath you have taken very strictly, and may God help you. Thank you.
A round of applause to the Acting Chief Judge. You may now sign the oaths and then pass them over to your left, which is my right, for collection. A lot of MNIs have passed through this, And it is my singular honor and privilege to say we have a very, very senior MNI in our midst who has just come in, a member of the Senior Executive Course 9. He is in the person of Chief JP Huse MNI. You're welcome, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So please quickly sign and pass those forms immediately. The next item on the program will be the address and formal inauguration of the Senior Executive Course 44-2022 by the special guest of honor, the Vice President of the former Federal Republic of Nigeria, who today is ably represented by the Chief of Defense Staff and Chairman of the News Board of Governors in the person of General L.E.O. Irabo, Nigerian Army Medal. Please join me as I welcome our special guest of honor to the podium.
Please be seated. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Plateau State, here ably represented. Let me use this opportunity to thank His Excellency, and I'd like you to please convey to His Excellency the appreciation of the management team of the Institute for the efforts of His Excellency in not only supporting the programs of the Institute, but equally investing in making the nine-hole golf course to be all true green. Earlier on, I was informed of the efforts of His Excellency. I just thought I should mention it. Your Excellency, the Ambassador of Tanzania to Nigeria, let me equally thank you for this charge that you gave whilst delivering your message. I believe that charge is to be taken seriously by the participants. And I'd like to thank you for accepting in advance the visit of one of the teams to Tanzania. The Acting Chief Judge of Plateau State, the General Officer Commander 3 Division, and the Commander of Operation Safe Haven, our host, the Acting DG. Let me equally appreciate your very focused leadership of this institute over the past 1 year and above, and your acting capacity. Our royal fathers that are here, especially the Bongom Jos, who is here represented. Our dear participants, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Let me say that I'm here, as been told, to represent His Excellency the Vice President. So the speech was prepared by him, and I'm going to read it on his behalf. And I also take the liberty of representing him, being the chairman of the governing board of the Institute to also make one or two remarks at the end of the day. It's always an awesome experience to come every year to the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, NIPS, Kuru. This time for the purpose of inaugurating the Senior Executive Course number 44. This Senior Executive Course number 44 is particularly lucky to be reporting at the same time with the new Director General, who of course very soon will be reporting. May I use this opportunity to congratulate the management and staff of the National Institute over the appointment of a new Director General, Professor Ayo Omotoya. Of course, he is an accomplished person in all that he set his mind to do. His antecedents loudly attest to how wonderful he is in innovations and transformations. I'm sure he will bring all this and more to bear on his leadership here at the National Institute. The government expects, of course, nothing less. Let me equally reiterate the earlier appreciation that I've also shown to the Acting Director General for the focused leadership and direction that has given to the Institute over the past 1 year and above. And I've been here a couple of times for meetings and for other engagements. And of course, I've also gotten reports regarding the proceedings here at the Institute. And it's my honor to say that he's been a very focused leader in his own right. May I also congratulate all the nominees, now participants, of the Senior Executive Course number 44, the year 2022, on emerging successful from an intensively competitive selection process. Many applied, but few were admitted. Like gold, the list went through fire of purification. It is not yet Uhuru, anyway. I'm aware that the course is still another baptism of fire for a good number of you. It is comprehensively packaged to equip you for strategic thoughts and leadership and critical thinking towards making Nigeria a far better society for all Nigerians. I therefore implore you to remain at your best to justify your nomination for this course. There is no gainsaying the fact that we as a nation are going through a period of critical developmental transformation, but not without challenges. Most of the efforts are targeted towards the vulnerable, especially at the grassroots level. They are also mostly the victims of our challenges as a nation. Let me reiterate that this government strongly desires to make life comfortable for all Nigerians, mostly those who we refer to as average Nigerians. The desire to achieve this goal informed the beaming of the searchlight in the direction of local governance in Nigeria. Hence, the choice of this year's theme, Strengthening Local Governance in Nigeria,